create a trading strategy, it's
Mm,
basically this giant JSON object.
mm,
You can think of it actually like a tree, where you have like the strategy, you have like the action, and you have the condition. And
mm,
the action basically is your action, like buy $1,000 of Apple or
mm,
rebalance the portfolio. That's the
mm,
action. And
mm,
then the condition is just like when we're going to trigger the action. So it can
mm,
be like every 2 weeks on Monday, or it can
mm,
be when SPY's price is below its 30-day moving average, or it
mm,
can be whatever. Nvidia's EPS is greater than we expected.
mm,
That's the condition layer. And so
mm,
before the LLMs, in order to do all this, we had these giant form fields where you just literally populated every field within this giant JSON object.
mm,
Um, and then the Rust logic takes that JSON, interprets it, and then executes the logic,
mm,
all the time.
mm,
Basically a giant event-driven
mm,
like for. And so where the LLM comes in is instead of having to fill out this giant form field, you just describe your strategy. Like I want to buy $1,000 of Apple every two
mm,
weeks on a Monday.
mm,
It's your plain English sentence.
mm,
Then it converts it into this JSON object.
mm,
We know what the action is, we know what the condition is. It converts it to the JSON object, and then it just generates that JSON. And then
mm.
I run it through, the Rust backtesting engine to just backtest that strategy, and then give you the
Right.
backtest right on
Mm,
the AI chat, so you can see
mm,
exactly how that strategy had performed in the past.
mm. Interesting. So I'm trying to understand the LLM part of it. Is that largely when the user prompt is being converted to action? Is that critically where the LLMs are? Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I just actually half dozen use cases of LLMs, but when it comes
Mhm.
to the trading strategies, when the user goes to the chat page on Nexus Trade,
Yeah.
when they describe their strategy, the first thing
Mhm.
that's going to happen
Right.
is the LLM figures out what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's going to buy $1,000 of Apple every 2 weeks. It figures out what they want to do. If they want to create a trading
Mhm.
strategy,
Mhm.
they want to
Mhm.
create a watch list, they want to perform
Mhm.
financial research or look at
Mhm.
real-time stock news. Once it
Mhm.
figures out that they want to create a trading strategy, there'll be another LLM prompt specifically focused on creating trading strategies.
Mhm.
And that prompt is going to generate that what it will actually generate is like the main like portfolio object, which is
Yeah.
like a name for the portfolio, an initial value which has a default value.
Yeah.
Then it has like a description of the trading strategy that they want to create. And
Mhm.
then it's going to create that portfolio object. And then
Mhm.
after that portfolio object, I have what's called a prompt chain, where it
Mhm.
takes like that description of the strategy that it generated in the previous step, and then it
Mhm.
creates the full strategy object, both with the action, which is like buy, sell, or rebalance, or alert,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it also generates that condition, which is
Mhm.
every 2 weeks or when it's below its 30-day average. And then
Mhm.
it that strategy in the portfolio, you
Mhm.
know, glue it together into one comprehensive JSON object.
Mhm.
And then it basically sends that back to the user. And then my app takes that JSON and automatically, it can interpret that JSON in the back end via the back testing and the
Yeah.
REST logic.